So I've loaded a program to process different colored little marbles, I guess. And when we hit start the program, play from beginning, the robot moves to a starting point. And once I go there and get to that starting point for the program, it says play from here. So I'll start that. I'm going to take the bottles out of the feeder just so we can see the sensor work. The robot is standing ready to go. It's asking here, please enter your order. So I'm going to say I want one black marble, 2 green marbles, and 3 red marbles. So now the robot's going to go over to the feeder position. There's no part present, so we enter the bottle. Once it breaks the sensor, the robot goes to get it. I'm going to slow it down a little bit here. It puts it into the fixture so that we can remove the cap from the bottle. Takes the cap off, puts the cap into a temporary location so that the robot can now manipulate itself to pick up the jar. This is using the pneumatic gripper. We could do the same with an electric gripper. There's your 1 black marble. There's your 2 green marbles. And there are your 3 red marbles. So now we're bringing it back to the fixture. Going back to get the cap. Picks up the cap, places it back onto the bottle, fixture turns it, robot does the remaining turn with the cap to make sure it's tight, picks it up, and now it's going to put it into a palletizing routine here. So the first square on the pallet is open. We have now completed our order. The robot goes back to its starting position. And we can start over again by entering a different order for the next jar of marbles. So you can imagine this is all that resembles or imitates what an industrial application might be. We could incorporate a conveyor in here. In this case, we haven't used any of the push buttons located here, but we could, instead of, we could use the sensor here where these bottles are stored. We could say start the program with the push button and then have the sensor here verify that it is indeed ready to go. So you could do a double start sequence there, I'm sorry. So, and here's the panel. The robot is wired into this panel, and that's where all the I/O is controlled. And underneath here is the control box. If we were to open that, you would see the I/O connecting from the robot controller to the panel on the side. Our air compressor in the back. You could take this next application, which is an inspection. So the robot would put the bottle into here. It would ride through the inspection station, making sure that that particular bottle has the number that was ordered. It picks it up, puts it through here. You could do a second inspection. It's kind of a back and forth closed loop operation for operating I/O and acting as a inspection station. So if on top of that you wanted more inputs and outputs, you could then take and connect a PLC to this panel. Right now we've got 16 I/O that the robot controller itself is handling, but there's many more available to this whole sequence by having the PLC attached to it. and operating in conjunction with the robot controller. So there's your valve controls that we're using. For this application, the valve that's operating the manual or the pneumatic gripper on top of the robot, and then these valves and your connections for the inspection station. These wires here are 15-pin connectors that go into this control panel down here, again for controlling I/O. We can take this whole board out with these two handles here. We could remove this application and bring in a different application and then connect this 15-wire cable to the next application. So this robot cart with these panels that are able to come in and out, we have another one here that could go in as an application. Now it's pretty plain, as you can see. This is a pen holder, magic marker holder, and you can see the magic markers in here. The robot comes over, picks up the marker, and you could simulate a robot doing a welding application or whatever that might do with a magic marker. So there's other applications that can be put into these locations and interfacing by connecting those 15-wire cables. I don't know, we can teach pick and place. We got conveyors, we've got paint spraying capability, we have welding applications, we have inspection, we have an automated process for production environment. I don't want to say it's endless, but it feels like it. Robot programming is very simple. It mimics very much what you would find in PLC programming. I'm looking at things here. So here's your place lid routine. We set different waypoints, put in a timer, set the gripper to go on, which is a high-low command. You can see here there's a wait command that's for digital input 5 that's going to high. Very much mimicking or working with PLC type programming. So great trainer for preparing students for industrial robotics and automation.